Happy Monday, everybody. It's Motivational Monday. Come on down. Let's get talking. Are you excited about today? I'm excited about today. There's a lot going on. Hello, hello, hello. I have yet to see anybody come on aboard. There's one. I always get so nervous with this thing. There's 5. Okay, everybody's coming on in. This is great. Come on in. The water is fine. It is Monday. Monday is when we start talking about motivation and some exciting things that we can do in order to get things going. Hello, Jan. There's Jane. Hi, Jane. And Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca. Mark's going to be down in your office in just a moment. We got some exciting stuff going on. Stephanie, good to see you. Come on in. The water is fine. Oh, goodness. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I keep telling you that I'm going to share this view, and I keep waiting, just another minute before the colors pop. I will share some pictures in the Sprint group. So if you're a part of the Sprint, go to savingdinner.com/sprint. It's a free group. We start on Monday. Jane, I've got motivation coming out of my ears, girlfriend. Okay. So there's Barbara. I've got a snowy Colorado friend. I'm sure it's snowing in Colorado. This is what we do in Colorado, right? I am no longer living in Colorado. I'm in North Carolina enjoying the gorgeous colors. I am on top of a mountain here looking out, and I can see the entire Smoky Mountains, the parkway. It's incredible. The Blue Ridge Parkway. Incredible. Hello, come on in. Are you sharing our videos, by the way? When you share, you care. This is a big thing that we do here, and every Monday, which is today, I start giving away books. I've got books to give away. And there's Kimmy and Helen. Good to see everybody. I see people that I know forever and ever, amen. And there's my girlfriend, Yvonne, from Whittier. That's where I grew up, you guys. Whittier, California. Cool. Good to see everyone. So on Mondays, we are all about the motivation, our motivation. What is it that gets things going? What is it that just triggers and makes us say, yes, another week, and I am going to be on top of it. I'm going to be excellent. It's going to be a better week this week than last week. That's what I look at. We can't live in perfectionism. Perfectionism is paralyzing us, right? But being excellent, it just gives us a little motivation to do things just a little bit better. I've shared with you the story with how I said to my children growing up, we do things excellently. That's hard to say. Try that really fast. We do things excellently because we are the Elis. We are the excellent in Elis, and we do things excellently. So I love that. And this is a way, giving ourselves mantras and little mottos and things that we can give our children to sort of nail things on is helpful. It's helpful for us. And this is why every single week I give you a quote of the week. And I've got a new one for you. Lisa, I'm drinking my ACV water too. I'm drinking ACV water, and then I will rotate into my hot milk mix because that stuff rocks my world. So our quote of the week, which is going to be very much what this whole thing is about today and our motivation is about today, is a Seth Godin quote. Now, Seth Godin, I think, is, he's a thinker. He's a 21st century thinker that really makes you understand things takes complex ideas and breaks them down into simple terms. And what he has for this is, if you measure it, it will improve. Measurements. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, is measurements. So keep that in mind. But first I want to talk to you share who the book is going out to today. And we have a Saving Dinner for the Holidays book that is going out to Christine Tatich. I hope I said that right, Christine. You know who you are. Christine has faithfully been sharing our videos and saying lovely things about them. And she's in our Sprint group. She's a cheerleader for everyone. And thank you so much. I really appreciate you sharing all of this, Christine. And watch for your book. It will be in the mail. So listen, if you guys want to win a book, It's really easy. All you have to do is share these videos. I look for them. I look for them all the time because you know how you share them? You share them in your public feed, and you have an option to do that when you hit the share button. There she is. You're welcome, Christine. And you share it in the public feed, and then I can see it. If you put a little comment there, that's what Christine has been doing, then I'll know that you really are watching these, that you really do care, and that you have friends that you can bring along. I love that. What's wrong with that? You know, here's the thing. When we share something that is working for us, we're letting somebody know that we care about them. And what I'm doing is I'm letting you know I care about you because I have lots of these, I have all these extra books that I don't want, that I'd rather not declutter because they're my books, for heaven's sakes, but I'd love to give them to you. So that's what I do. I give a book away every single Monday. So if you want to share this video, be my guest, share it. Share it to public, say something about it. Let me know that you're there. Also, I'm going to let you know about this while we're at it. Body clutter is Marla's and my book. We were on the New York Times bestseller list for 8 weeks on this book. And for good reason. This book tells you like it is. And if you've ever been in the place of having an addiction to food, to binge eating, to any kind of food kind of behavior, or that you've hidden yourself behind a shield of fat, and I'm talking about this is how I lived my life for a lot of years, then you got to look at this book. This is going to help you start to peel that onion. I'm telling you, peeling that onion is a big thing. And of course, we're working on a new version of this, not a new version per se, but the next layer, because this was 14 years ago that we wrote this, you guys. 14 years ago. We've changed. And now we are wise women. That's right, wise women. And we have Wise Women Wednesdays. But on today, we are being motivated for our next thing. Are you ready to get motivated? Are you ready to make this week your best week ever? If that's you, let me know about it. I want to hear about it. And all my girls who are in the Hot Milk Club, and the Hot Milk Club, our registration just shut down. Don't worry, we'll have another registration coming up. But it just shut down. And we are going through Take Back Your Life. Take Back Your Life is a journal that I created for women who want real change in their life. And we do it in a way that's measurable, and we do it in a way that isn't overwhelming. And we only take 90 days at a time. Because in my opinion, trying to make goals for a year, that's overwhelming. And they get lost in the shuffle where you don't stay accountable. This is different. And by the way, if you're in the club and you have the yearly membership, these have all been sent out. And just listen. Be patient, okay? Be patient. They go out media mail, and you know what that means. It could be in there in a week, and it could take 3 weeks. It's just terrible how media mail works. But it works for us because it helps us to keep our costs down, which means we can do more work for you. I like that. So share this video, share all the things that we're doing, and don't forget, the sprint begins Monday. The sprint begins Monday, and we're going to talk about how this can be impactful, how this can motivate you and take you to the next level of what you want in your life. And if you don't believe me, you have not seen what is happening in our sprint group on Facebook. We have almost 2,000 people in there now, and we just started this. It is growing like wildfire. And when I approve all these people that are coming in every single day, you guys are referring them in. Thank you. And thank you because you're helping to save them. And because you've done the plan. You know what it's about. The sprint is free. The sprint is free. Why aren't you doing it? Go to savingdinner.com/sprint. And if you want the momentum and the motivation of doing it with a group, now's the time to go get it. Now is the time to go get it. You get the plan. It's 17 pages. It's absolutely 100% free. savingdinner.com/sprint. Bring some friends with you and watch what happens. We give you an opportunity to join our Facebook group, again free, and get in with a group of women that are just magical. The women in this group are magical. They want more for their lives, just like you do, and just like the reason why you're here. And this is something, I cannot recommend this high enough. This is what we do. We do great things in that group. And while we're in there, because we want to wear a pair of smaller jeans, bigger stuff happens. boom. That's where the magic is. Joan, I want you to learn more, and I want you in our group. I want you a part of our group. We have great stuff going on. Anyway, so don't forget, go to savingdinner.com/sprint. You can get the plan free. Print it out. It's 17 pages. I know there's a lot. All the recipes are there. How exactly everything works is there, and it is 100% free. So that's the fun part. We are in the midst of transitioning from our old, we're expecting a lot of UPS trucks here today. Let's just go with that, okay? We are bringing our distribution in-house, literally, and we're excited about it. So if there are things that you want to get, just understand that it might be a little bit of a lag time, but not much. But we are on top of it. We are on top of it, and we're making it happen. Now today, let's look at the date today. What is the date today? It is just before Halloween. Do you know what this means? Holidays. Holidays. Didn't I just show you the holiday book? Guess what happens with the holidays? This is what they tell us, okay? This is whoever they are. That women traditionally can gain anywhere from 7 to 15 pounds starting at Halloween and going all the way to New Year's. 15 pounds. Why is that? It's because we are out of sync with what we normally do. And even if we have body clutter on our bodies, or if we don't, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. The point of the matter is that this is when a lot of people gain weight. And if we're creeping up and gaining weight every year, and this is the big push, isn't it time to pull back and take a look at what's going on? So I'm going to ask you to do something right now. And I'm going to look at your comments. I want to see those comments going crazy, and I want to see the hearts going off. Okay, are you ready? Will you take this pledge with me? No candy for me for this Halloween. Will you take that pledge with me? If you'll take that pledge, throw down your hearts and say, I pledge no candy. Go on it. Go for it. I pledge no candy for me. No candy for me. What does candy do? What is it? It's a sugar bomb, and it's blowing your health up. It's not just your butt. It's not your thighs. It's not even around your waist. It's your health. Your health goes to hell in a handbasket. And I said it, yes, your health goes to hell in a handbasket. We have this notion that one won't hurt. How many times have you rationalized that away and said, no, I just this one little Kit Kat bar, that was my, candy of choice. We go to the store to get candy for the kids. And what happens? That candy for the kids, half of it ends up in our mouths. I know this because I've done it, okay? And what is that? That is the ultimate carousel of crazy. Why do we tell ourselves these things? We tell ourselves these things, and what happens? We know full well that we're going to do the crazy thing. It's 1 for the kids and 2 for me. 1 for the kids and 2 for me. Now, Mark, last year, I remember we lived in this little neighborhood with a cul-de-sac, and I was like, oh my gosh, this place is going to get inundated. And go to Costco, get some candy. And I said, get some crappy candy. Get like candy corn or something I don't like, right? He came home with the Snickers and the Kit Kats and all of that. And guess what I did last year? Oh, I had a little candy. I did. And candy, sugar, whatever it is, that's the Trojan horse. It comes into your life. I don't care what it is. Any kind of sugar is going to blow your health up. We know this. We've seen it. We felt it. We know what it feels like. We know the pain from it. And I'm talking physical pain, mental pain, anguish, and then there's the consequences. And it starts with the carousel of crazy. The carousel of crazy. What is the carousel of crazy? We go around and around and up and down, and sometimes we just stay up. And that's what happens in this holiday time. And this is the time when it starts. So I'm trying to pull your plug right now. I'm trying to pull the plug and say, stop it. Just stop it. If you don't want to be on the carousel of crazy, you have a decision to make right now today. What kind of candy are you going to do? You can go to the dollar store and you can go get some pencils for the kids or do something else. We don't need sugar in our lives, gals. If we never had another candy bar again, nobody's going to die. Okay? It is not on the nutritional needs quantum. It is not. It is on the things that bring you down and hold you hostage and terrorize you, because it's an addiction. And sugar is never, ever going to be your friend. I promise you with my whole entire heart, it will never be your friend. It will take you down. It has nothing on it. Those sweet little cartoons that you see with all the little sugary friends, it's demons in disguise. Am I right? Demons in disguise. So get rid of the sugar. No sugar for me. The pledge has been made. If you have made your pledge here, if you've thrown down your hearts and say no sugar for me, you're being held accountable right now. Right now. And if you need a buddy, if you need somebody who's going to hold you accountable, reach out and find them. But don't do this to yourself anymore. I don't want you doing this to yourself. You need to believe in the power that you have within. And again, it's not willpower. It's about wanting more for your life. It's about wanting more. Okay? So let's get into today. It's Motivational Monday. I am motivated to have this week look better than last week. Are you? Is this something that you want for your week? I know you do. I know you do. Because you're not on the carousel of crazy, are you? You're getting off of that thing. Aren't you tired of it? It makes me dizzy. It makes me sick up and down. I'm tired of it. So one of the ways that we get off the carousel of crazy is we start to evaluate what the heck is going on here. What is going on? When you're doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, you know this quote, it's insanity. Einstein told us that. It is absolute 100% insanity. But listen to me for a minute. If you are measuring and tracking where you are at the very best place. You're at the starting place. We do this with the sprint, and we do it with the scale, and we do it with the tape measure. And the reason that we use two things is because sometimes one thing will move and one thing won't. Having two different methods of measurement is a way to see how you're doing. You know, also we can just do it with the wedgie test. Are our underwear giving us a wedgie? You know, do you feel better? Is your jeans fitting nicer? And we have to, Marla calls them buffet britches, which cracks me up for no end. When we're wearing our baggy pants or we're wearing our yoga pants or whatever, that just gives us opportunity to just really go out there and, you know, chow down, doesn't it? But if we're dressed and we have a pair of jeans on and we have something that we have to button and zip, then we're not going to be having buffet britches on and having an all-you-can-eat buffet and making ourselves crazy. Because what is a buffet anyway? Do buffets measure anything? No. It's a free-for-all. Buffets are not our friends. And buffet britches are definitely not our friends. I know, I knew Brenda would like that. It is funny. So I want to just backtrack for a minute and just sit there and just take a look at what does a measurement mean. And if we look at what the definition of measurement is, which I love, it's to ascertain the size, the amount of something, to compare it with an object of known size. Okay, that's one. Or to estimate the extent, the quality, the value, or the effect of something. Or a plan of action. That's if it's a noun. But measurement is important. If we know, and let me ask you this, do you do this? When you're getting ready to go somewhere and you're figuring out, you know, let's say you're driving a few hours. You know you're driving a couple hours, but you also look at your GPS and it measures for you. It tells you how many, you know, miles you need to go. It gives you a route and shows you how to get there, right? And you have a starting point. You have a starting point. Without that starting point, you can't measure. Get it? You see where I'm going with all of that, right? So we have to measure everything. And that starts with measuring where we start today. And if we're starting with the sprint, we get to measure and get on the scale. And here's what I use right here. This is my little calendar. And in this calendar, which I'm not going to give you all my numbers, on Mondays, I put my numbers there. And I don't measure every single, I mean, I measure every single day as I go, but on Mondays, I take a look and see where I am. Now, you can do it any way you want to. There is no hard, fast way of doing it. But measuring gives you an opportunity to look back and to see where you are. And it's important too, if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, like I said, carousel of crazy, up and down and up and down, at that point you need to stop. And you need to measure your food. You need to measure and write it down, what you're eating, measure what you're drinking, and know exactly what it is. Now, here's where you can get crazy, okay? You can get crazy with all this thing and start with like getting out a food scale and doing all of this and figuring out what it is, but you don't have to. And as a matter of fact, you can Google this right now. Measuring your food. How do you measure your food? By being able to look at it. This is a cup. This, right here is an ounce of cheese. This part right here. A deck of cards is about 4 ounces of protein. And if you start to think in those terms, you can start to measure. But having a free-for-all and treating your set dinner plate like a buffet, big mistake. Now, the only time that I would say that is a good thing is getting your nutrients in. If you've got a big pile of spinach salad, for example, bless you. That spinach salad is going to clean up those nutrient deficits. And when you clean up your nutrient deficits, this is a theory, it is not a fact, but there is some scientific proof to show that this is true. When you start to clean up those scientific deficits, or those nutrient deficits, then you start craving less. When you're in a place of constantly eating crap for food and a bunch of fast food and what have you, and you're not paying attention to your nutrients, your body's going to constantly be saying, eat, eat, eat. I'm hungry, hungry, hungry. And the reason it's doing that, it's very simple. It hasn't had any nutrition. You've given it stuff to fill up that hole, your stomach, but you have not given it anything to satisfy the nutrient needs that it has. We don't do this with building houses. Why do we do this with building our bodies? Every 3 months, we're going to have brand new skin. We are regenerating our organs all the time. There are things happening within our body. Our bodies need superior building materials, and you can't do that if you're not eating well. But you also have to measure it. So like I said, it's back to, we have to measure it. You are what you measure is another quote that I found. That which is measured is improved. And look at this. I'm going to, again, I'm going to always bring Marla into this and use her as a great example. Marla really got on it when she started measuring all of her numbers. It wasn't just about the measuring tape or the scale, because that doesn't tell you everything. It gives you an idea of what is going on, but it doesn't give you any idea about your body chemistry. Then she started measuring her ketones. Then she started measuring her blood glucose and her ketones, which told her what her body is doing. When you understand what your body is doing, you're more likely to help or to change or to fix what's going on. So if you get a blood glucose reading of way the heck up there of 150 or whatever, and you're just looking at that going, what on earth is going on? You're going to be paying attention to your carbs, aren't you? You're going to be paying attention to your carbs because you know where that came from. So that's what we're looking at right now, that we want to be able to be responsible. And think about what that is. What is the word responsible anyway? Response able. We have a response to this. And our responsibility is that we have the ability to change directions of the ship. Think about think about when you're on a sailboat. Have you ever been on a sailboat and suddenly the wind stops blowing and your sail is no longer puffed up? You're not going to go anywhere unless you turn on the motor, but you're not going to go anywhere. But then if you tack and you shift and you change, suddenly you grab the wind again and you can get the momentum of that wind to push the boat down the lake or wherever you are. It's the same thing with us. At any given time, we have the ability to measure and to make a difference, to stop with the carousel of crazy and to jump on to the wisdom that we have. We're wise women, aren't we? We've talked about that, and you join me for my Wise Women's Wednesdays. I celebrate you because we're wise. We know what to do. And inside of every single person here, every single person who's listening, there is a nutritional guru. You have your own inner nutritional guru. And don't fight her. Don't shut her up. Let her come up to the surface and talk to you. Let her wisdom resonate with what you're doing. And you know this. You know this when you do things in a way that you've had a whole day of feeding yourself well, of hydrating well, and getting movement in. You know this when you've meditated and you've de-stressed and you've taken in the beauty of the outdoors. You've gone outside and, as Marla says, caught a sunbeam. You know how different that makes you feel. That's what a wise woman does. And a wise woman does that when she's listening to her own inner nutritional guru. My hope and my thought and my prayer is for you to never ever have to go out and buy another stupid diet book that tells you to do this, to do that, stand on your head, blah, blah, blah. No more of that. Haven't we had enough? Isn't that part of the carousel of crazy too? And I asked everybody, tell me how many diet books you have on your shelf. And it was quite interesting. And I also had a bunch of them on there, and a lot of times I get them because, authors and publishers send them to me, and I just decluttered them and got rid of them all. Seriously, I don't need this in my life. You know what I need in my life? I need the consistency. I need the consistency. Oh, bless you, Catherine. Thank you. You're a beautiful person. I need the consistency of good food. The consistency of good food is going to give me the nutritional information that my body is seeking. My body is always looking for the nutrition, and every single day we start over again. And our response ability is that we listen to that inner nutritional guru who's saying, eat the greens. Now listen to me for a minute. This is important. You will start to crave it. I know, it sounds crazy. We crave candy, we crave sugar, we have all these addictions, we get through them. We do get through them, and I've shared over and over again, my little tricks with L-glutamine and all these other things. But eventually, we're not going to need those helps. Eventually, our body is going to heal itself of those awful addictions, of the things that have brought us down, of the things that have taken us to our knees, crying in desperation. Why can't I get over this? And the thing is, we can. When we start to nurture and love our own inner nutritional guru and start to follow her and start to measure things and start to understand that what we measure improves. And I don't ever want to see you in a place where you're measuring and weighing and counting points and doing all that. That's carousel of crazy. But I do want you to understand what 4 ounces of protein looks like. I do want you to understand how much you need to have excellent ingredients for the food that you eat. I do want you to understand that there is no shortcut when it comes to feeding yourself whole food. You have to seek it out. You have to bring it into your house and you have to prepare it. But guess what? I have a news flash for you. That happens every day anyway. So maybe it's time to make a switch. Maybe it's time to clean out the pantry. Maybe it's time to say, that's enough. I am done with the carousel of crazy. So it's time to measure. And the measure of a strong woman is a woman who understands who her own inner nutritional guru is. The measure of a woman who understands her own magic is that she listens to herself and she pulls out the power that's within her already. She stirs her own pot. Don't fall for the tricks that are out there. There's a lot of tricks and a lot of shysters. I'm sorry. I watch them all the time. I watch their stuff. I see what they're peddling and pushing, and it's all about marketing and finding your pain points and capitalizing on them, digging. That's not motivation, that's mean. And I'll tell you what the right thing is. The right thing is is to join your community. The right thing is to join your community. Join your community, join your sisters, and be in a group where it's about love, it's about encouragement, and it's about going the distance. It's not a short-term fix, ever. It's never going to be a short-term fix. We always start with the sprint because we have to clear the decks. You know, it's like decluttering your house. You know what that's about. Clean it out. Get rid of the garbage. Get rid of the garbage. It doesn't have to hold you hostage anymore. And find your tribe. Your tribe is waiting for you at savingdinner.com/sprint. I promise you. And 1 week from today, we start in earnest. We start with a measurement. We start with all the food, and we know exactly what to do. And we have people backing us up. 100%. 100% all the way. And I will tell you, I have seen testimonial after testimonial after testimony for this free program, by the way, for the free program, that it's completely changed their life. And you know why? Because they're there for each other. They are there. Clean food, people who care about you, and a plan to get there. I mean, how much better can that get? I don't know about that. I don't think it can get any better than that. So I do hope you join us, because if you aren't and you're stuck on the carousel of crazy, you're missing out in a big way. And this afternoon, I am going to be at Marla's house having tea. We have something to show you. How exciting is that? So at 3 o'clock, it's tea time with Marla and I at her house. So get off the carousel of crazy, ladies. Get off. Stop it now. It starts with the candy that you're bringing into the house for Halloween. If you're eating it, you're betraying yourself. And all you're doing is putting yourself on fire. That inflammation isn't just for one person. That inflammation is for all of us. That inflammation is for all of us. The inflammation, they're ready to light the fire. Don't go there. Don't go there. Go to the dollar store instead and go get some pencils or something. So be response-able. You are. Understand your own inner nutritional guru. She is whispering to you right now. She wants your attention, and she will not do you wrong. I believe in you, and I believe in everything that you have in your purpose, because you're here. Your purpose is here. So I can't wait to see you at tea time, and I certainly appreciate all of you showing up here. And thank you again for sharing this video, and congratulations to Christine for winning the book this week. And don't forget, that which is measured is improved. That's what I want for you. Peace. See you on the sprint. And let's get ready. We have a week left. Let's do it. Bye.